Hello everyone, my name is Joseph and welcome back to the Popsicle Night channel. This video is sponsored by PTCGO the best place for you to get Pokemon TCG code cards. Are you looking to complete your card collection online for the latest set? PTCGO has everything you need. And please remember to use my code NIGHT22 at checkout so that you can get a 5% discount. Please enjoy the discount and your purchase directly supports the content I create in this channel. Thank you guys so much for your support and for your supporting PTCGO. In today's video, we'll be showcasing a combo that centers around the new Panic Mask tool card, along with other new Pokemon cards from the Lost Origin expansion set. So what Panic Mask does is it prevents all damage done to the Pokemon this card is attached to by attacks from your opponent's Pokemon that have 40 HP or less remaining. And the most awesome way I thought of utilizing this is with Ditto and Shedinja combo. Shedinja has the attack Life Squeeze. For 3 colorless energy, it will reduce your opponent's active Pokemon's HP down to 10 HP. With that much HP remaining, it will activate the Panic Mask. And that's basically our main strategy, is to reduce our opponent's HP down to the point where they will not be able to damage you at all. It might sound easy to pull off, but this is actually a very complex strategy, and I think I've found a really great combo for it. Since Ditto has the ability Sudden Transformation, which allows it to copy any attacks of basic non-rule box Pokemon in the discard pile, I've added a few more Pokemon that actually made this deck pretty solid. First off, I have Mimikyu. It has 2 attacks. The first one is Perplex, which makes your opponent's active Pokemon confused. And its second attack, Worst Gift, is actually really strong, which combos really well with Shedinja. This attack basically deals 10 damage for each damage counter on all, not just one, but all of your opponent's Pokemon put together. This attack can deal some serious damage, as you'll see in some of the showcase videos. The next Pokemon I have is Bouffalant from Lost Origin. I'm using this one mostly for its first attack, Lost Headbutt. For 3 colorless energy, it deals 50 damage, but also you put an energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon in the Lost Zone. This is a very disruptive attack which can potentially disable your opponent's Pokemon from attacking, but it also makes it hard for them to recover their energies because it is now in the Lost Zone. And finally, I have Galarian Corsola. It has the awesome attack Curse Drop, which allows you to put 3 damage counters to your opponent's Pokemon in any way you like. This is great for finishing off your opponent's Pokemon that had their HP reduced down to 10. Although another way to get a knockout is by using Galarian Zigzagoon with the Headbutt Tantrum ability. When you put it from your hand to the bench, you can put 1 damage counter on one of your opponent's Pokemon. Of course, the first step for setting up for Ditto to copy attacks in the discard pile, you'll need to discard your Pokemon cards first. To help with this, you can use Level Ball to search your deck for your Pokemon, then use Quick Ball or Ultra Ball to discard your cards, while also searching your deck for other Pokemon. Professor's Research is also great for discarding your entire hand and then draw 7 cards. And yet another way to discard your Pokemon is with the help of Thornton. Thornton is actually a really neat card. I really like this one because it allows you to switch one of your basic Pokemon in play with another basic Pokemon in your discard pile. And everything attached to the Pokemon in play is retained. So with this, you can actually discard the Pokemon you want and maybe switch a Ditto in the discard pile back into play. And just as a side note, this is actually one of the few ways you can put the actual Shedinja card into play. Avery is also great for that added disruption. You draw 3 cards, then you force your opponent to discard their bench Pokemon until they have 3 left. And Raihan is really great for accelerating energy and setting up another Ditto after one of your Pokemon was knocked out during your opponent's turn. I also have a full set of Scoop Up Net. This can help you reuse Zigzagoon's ability and for getting your Pokemon out of the active spot. And for Stadium, I'm using 2 copies of Lost City. This is a double-edged sword because while this stadium is in play, if either player's Pokemon is knocked out, it goes straight to the Lost Zone, making it impossible to recover them. This one is a bit intimidating to use, but for the most part, it's actually a cool card to use, especially if you can set up your Pokemon to not receive any damage. I also have 1 copy of Hisuian Heavy Ball to get any of your basic Pokemon that may have been prized. For consistency, I'm using Snorlax and Radiant Venusaur to draw extra cards, and Manaphy to guard our bench from attack damage. And finally for energy, I'm utilizing 4 copies of Twin Energies to energize Ditto for its attacks. As for the other cards in this deck, they're pretty much self-explanatory. Overall though, I have to say that this deck is actually amazing. I don't think it's just a meme, and I think it's just a really good combo that you could be playing in the ladder right now. Anyways, that's pretty much it. You can find the complete deck list in the description below, and now please enjoy the following gameplay videos showcasing the Panic Mask. Alright, let's get right into our first match. And we are going first. Definitely going to have Radiant Venusaur in the active spot. But what we have to do is find a Scoop Up Net to get it out of the active. But we got a Ditto from our top deck, so that's really good. Can use Level Ball and grab ourselves Shedinja. This is the most important Pokemon card you need in the discard pile, because that's where our strategy revolves around, is Shedinja. And with the Quick Ball, we can just get Snorlax, energize our Ditto. I'm gonna put Zigzagoon just so I can decrease the cards I have on hand. That will allow us to draw 2 extra cards with Venusaur's ability. So we're facing off against a Kyurem V or a Kyurem VMAX build, and they're comboing it with Origin Form Palkia VSTAR. So this is a good combo actually. Palkia VSTAR has the ability where it can accelerate discarded water energies onto their Pokemon any way they like. And Kyurem VSTAR or Kyurem VMAX can attack for a lot of damage depending on how many cards it discards from itself. So really the whole strategy behind this Kyurem VMAX is to stack as much water energies onto it, and it can pretty much one-hit knock out any Pokemon in the game. However, what it cannot knock out is our Ditto, because once we attach our Panic Mask, we should be immune to its attack if it's down to its last HP. They are gonna Marnie us though, but that actually got us Mimikyu, which is really great. You can use Professor's Research to discard that. So their attack fails, and we actually got Panic Mask from our top deck. Can put our Twin Energy, use Professor's Research, discard Mimikyu, and then let's use our Hisuian Heavy Ball. We got another Shedinja, which we don't really need right now, but that's fine. We can discard that along with Energy, so that I can get another Ditto. And having two attackers ready to go is always ideal, but unfortunately we can't get our Venusaur out of the active spot, and we're just gonna pass. But at least that ability drew us into Galarian Corsola, which is really great. It actually took me a while to find a Pokemon that deals damage counters as an attack, and good thing I found Galarian Corsola, and it fits perfectly for this build. But us passing is actually really good because their Kyurem VMAX wasn't evolved yet, and really that's one way to counter my build. As long as you don't evolve your Pokemon right away, you can wait for me to reduce your HP down to 10, and then if you evolve into Kyurem VMAX, then you'll have a lot of HP left and still get a knockout that way. So there are ways around this build. You just have to know how this build works. But other than that, it is actually a really solid deck. So they're not gonna attack just yet. They have 2 energies on their Kyurem VMAX in the active spot, and I'm just gonna put this Twin Energy to my Ditto, my other Ditto, and I'm just gonna pass. I could play Galarian Corsola and just have it attack if I need to, but that's okay. I'd rather have it in the discard pile because I can use it to attack anytime as long as this Ditto is all set up. So I'm surprised that the Kyurem VMAX and Palkia VSTAR combo it's a very slow setup. I wonder if you can set up faster than what we see here, but they are finally knocking out my Radiant Venusaur by discarding 1 card. They deal 170 damage, but that's okay. We will be able to use Life Squeeze at this point, also use Raihan to accelerate an extra energy to our Ditto. I'll just grab another Ditto, put the Panic Mask and another energy, and we're just gonna Life Squeeze. So at this point, my opponent doesn't have any energies on their other Pokemon. Their active Kyurem VMAX is not able to knock out any of our Ditto because all of them have Panic Mask. So we are sitting pretty at this point. We are invincible at this point. If they can energize their other attacker with full HP, they can knock out our Ditto. But that's okay. We have backup attackers. We can just continue to Life Squeeze and prevent them from attacking or damaging our Ditto. So we're looking good. Our setup is really nice, and yeah, it really depends on how my opponent proceeds forward. But we can also use our other attacks from our Pokemon, especially with Mimikyu in the discard pile. Right now, we can actually use its attack and deal 320 damage. We can knock out their Palkia if we want to. So they're gonna switch out into their new Kyurem VMAX with full HP, and they will get a knockout here with their Max Frost attack, 120 damage. And what I'm gonna do is just life squeeze this Kyurem VMAX as well, and we got a twin energy from the top deck. That is insane. So I'm just gonna life squeeze again, preventing their Kyurem VMAX from damaging our Ditto. But their Palkia VSTAR is already almost set up. They just need one more energy. They'll probably hard retreat with their Kyurem VMAX and knock out our Ditto. It's a good thing we got that twin energy from the top deck though. So that was actually an insane pull, because now we can continue to attack with our other Ditto, even if they attack with Palkia. So they're gonna use Irida, getting more water energies, and they have the switch. And there it is, Origin Form. Palkia will get a knockout here, but you know what, guys? Look at what I'm gonna do. Let's see, okay, that's alright. We are gonna use Worst Gift, and we're dealing 640 damage. That's insane. So with a combination of the damage counter from both Kyurem VMAX, we add it all up together, and the Worst Gift attack deals 640 damage. This is an insane combo, guys. You should... I saw that Mimikyu and then read its attack, and then all of a sudden it clicked how perfectly it fit in this Ditto build, and I just had to have it. So between Galarian Corsola, the Worst Gift Mimikyu, Shedinja, this build is too awesome, guys. And there's the pass. You know what? We are gonna finish this off. We have Galarian Corsola available, and what we're gonna do is just discard it with a Quick Ball, get another Ditto. It's not really necessary, but just for the kicks of it, we're gonna Lost Zone their Kyurem VMAXs and get 6 prizes in a single turn. That is insane. Wow. That was actually a really good showcase. Alright, moving on to our next match. We are gonna mulligan along with our opponent. I have enough Pokemon in this build so that I think we're only gonna mulligan once. And ooh, we're going up against Duraludon VMAX. So Duraludon VMAX has an attack that can get through any defense, so our Panic Mask really is not gonna do any good here once they set up the Duraludon. So what we want to do is mess them up, and to start with Bouffalant is actually a really good idea here. And all I need is 3 energies to power up my Ditto and be able to discard my opponent's energy cards. So what I'm gonna do is start energizing my Ditto. I will discard Bouffalant first, and then let's see, I'm just gonna get I'll just get a Mimikyu, that's fine. And then yeah, we can't attack right now anyway, so I'm just gonna pass. I'm not gonna retreat into Snorlax because we can't draw into extra cards anyways. We have so many cards in our hand already, so we should be fine. Okay, good. So I was really worried that they're gonna get a double turbo energy and Duraludon and be able to accelerate energy, but we are actually in a good spot right here, because now we can attach this twin energy, and we're just gonna use Lost Headbutt to get rid of that metal energy from their Arceus V. So unless they have access to double turbo energy and Duraludon, they can accelerate a lot of energy. That's actually very significant, discarding that metal energy, because if they evolve into Arceus VSTAR, not only can they use their ability, they can also attack our Ditto and knock it out. So, I don't know if there's any other way they can accelerate an extra energy aside from the double turbo energy. So our Ditto in the active will be safe thanks to Bouffalant's attack. And it's not easily accessible because it's in the lost zone now. So let's see what my opponent does. They're probably going to get a Duraludon to prep it up. But Duraludon, we are actually not worried about it either. We have special energy, however, we can get through its defenses because we are using an effect of an attack. It's not an actual attack damage. So what I mean to say, Shedinja's Life Squeeze attack is an effect. It is not an attack damage. So they're gonna boss my Snorlax, probably stalling at this point because they cannot attack. They use their Arceus V-Star's ability, probably. Okay, they do use a switch and a double turbo energy. Okay, that's actually a really good move. So they switch into their Arceus V to accelerate their Arceus V-Star. Really good. So now they have two ways to attack here, but thankfully we have a scoop up net. And what I'm gonna do is just probably Lost Headbutt this guy in the active. And then hopefully prevent it from retreating, right? So that's what I'm gonna do. They only have one card left. I just hope they don't have any... Sometimes they have Professor's Research as their last card, and they draw into more cards. They have Evolution Incense, but they get nothing. Alright, cool. So now, what's dangerous here is... I could just use Lost Headbutt. Hopefully they don't have an energy on hand. And then maybe they cannot attack. Nice, they whipped it. So we're just gonna continue to Lost Headbutt this guy and fully disable it. Unless they have double turbo energy, this guy will not be able to attack. They are gonna Marnie, maybe they'll get it. But still, we are sort of ahead. We have another Ditto as our backup attacker, so we are good. And we also have access to Panic Mask. Okay, they're just gonna pass. Nice. So we are fully disabling this Arceus V-Star. Let me use Professor's Research, discard that Corsola, and that gives... Look at this. Look at this setup, guys. This is amazing. Let's grab Mimikyu. You can discard it with Quick Ball. We can get Shedinja, discard that with Quick Ball. And then we're just gonna get Radiant Venusaur. That way we can draw extra cards, put Manaphy, and we're just gonna Life Squeeze this guy. And Radiant Venusaur gets us 3 extra cards. So again, unless they have double turbo energy in their hand, they're not gonna be able to attack. And that Tool Jammer is actually pretty effective. They can use Avery. Probably just gonna get rid of Snorlax and Manaphy. So their deck doesn't have any Pokemon that hits for bench damage, so we should be safe, hopefully. And yeah, they're just slow going. They're gonna hard retreat into Duraludon VMAX, probably hoping to negate our attack because we have special energy attached to our Ditto, but that's not gonna work at all. We're just gonna use Life Squeeze, put this energy on Ditto, and there it is, Life Squeeze for 320 damage. I gotta admit, Bouffalant is amazing. If you can just fit it in a deck, I think it's amazing. I did try out Bouffalant as a standalone. It wasn't working out. 50 damage each time you hit, and then there's just so many matchups that can actually deal with Bouffalant, the whole Bouffalant strategy. Even with that heal though, they have 40 HP, so we should still be safe. Although Duraludon can get through our defenses, so it doesn't really matter. What we want to do is prevent them from energizing the Duraludon VMAX. Okay, they're gonna grab a Marnie, and they're just gonna pass. Okay. Let's see what we can get with this level ball. What I'm gonna do is just knock out their Arceus VSTAR. It's gonna get us 2 prizes to start. Got a Raihan, which is good, and Avery. Okay, cool. Let's use Avery. Help us to draw 2 extra cards. Let's scoop up Venusaur. Thankfully, we got that. Now we can continue to put pressure on our opponent. And let's see, we have Corsola. We got 2 scoop ups. I could actually knock out the Duraludon if I need to. I just need a scoop up, but for now, I'm just gonna... Maybe we could knock it out. No, we can't. We can't. Because it has an ability that prevents us from damaging it. So I'll just use Life Squeeze for now, put pressure on it. They can't heal unless they have Crystal Cave again. But right now they are disabled. My opponent is disabled. They're gonna use Marnie. Maybe that can get us a scoop up. We can knock out their Duraludon VMAX and then just take care of their Arceus V. There's the scoop up, dude. This is insane. The consistency of this build, guys, is really awesome. But yeah, going back to Bouffalant as a standalone, I think it's not gonna be good. But I found a place for it here, and this is really great. So we're just gonna knock out this Duraludon VMAX, getting us 3 prizes, guys. Get a Panic Mask, a Marnie, and an Avery. So we just have to take care of this Arceus V. Unfortunately, we can't copy Mimikyu's attack because we're only dealing 50 damage. So we're just gonna Life Squeeze. Even if they evolve into Arceus V-Star, we can just use Mimikyu to get a knockout. And there's the scoop, guys. Wow, good game. Alright, moving on to our next match. Again, we have to mulligan this turn. Let's see what we're going up against. Ooh, okay, we got a Ditto. That's good. Put that in the active for now. And they're gonna start with Galarian Articuno in the active spot. I'm just gonna put Corsola in play for now. Get a Mimikyu. Put that into play as well. And I'm just gonna pass. Radiant Venusaur draws us an extra card. So the reason I'm playing this is because we're in a little bit of a tight spot here because we don't have a lot of cards on hand. And they could just knock out our Ditto and also our Venusaur. So having extra Pokemon in play will guarantee our survival throughout this game. And besides, Galarian Corsola requires only 1 energy to spread 3 damage counters. And also Mimikyu requires 2 energies, which is really good. Very affordable attacks that can deal a lot of damage to our opponent's Pokemon. So it looks like we're going up against Rotom V. Okay. I haven't actually encountered this yet, so this is my first matchup against a Rotom V build. Let's see how we fare. So I'm not too familiar with it. I do know that it bases on how many tool cards is on the discard pile. So let's see if we can win this match. So for now, I'm gonna use Level Ball and grab... Dude, we have all the Shedinjas prized. This is crazy. Okay, this is gonna be a problem because all of our Shedinja are prized. I'm just gonna get rid of this and then get a Snorlax. And I'm gonna retreat my Ditto for now. Okay, so this is a tactical retreat so I can Gormandize, draw 5 extra cards. We did get our Hisuian Heavy Ball, which is really important. That's gonna help us get our Shedinja. and then discarding it will be the next step. So it's interesting, they're using a lot of single strike tool cards. Okay, all right, that makes sense though. So they can discard the cards with Tower of Darkness, which makes sense. All right, so let's go ahead and use Hisuian Heavy Ball. We got our Shedinja finally, and at least we have access to it in the deck now. It's not prized. Just gonna put an energy on my other Ditto. Let's see, and then I'm just lessening my hand size so I can draw one extra card, but we got another Raihan, which is not very helpful. Well, I might not have any other choice. I might just have to use Marnie in my next turn. Although I can't discard my Shedinja just yet. That might offer us a better set of cards to use in our next turn. But right now their Rotom V is ready to go. It can attack and knock out our Snorlax. I wonder what their strategy is with this one, because once they discard, or once they lost zone the tool cards from their discard pile, maybe they have Cramorant in this build actually. So once they build up a lot of cards in their lost zone, Cramorant can attack for free. And they're also using Flying Pikachu VMAX, which is alright actually, because again, after we set up our Shedinja, we can use its effect, or the life squeeze effect, and still be able to deal that much damage to reduce Flying Pikachu's HP down to 10. So it's not gonna be immune to our attack per se. So they will knock out one of our Pokemon, so we can use Raihan, and then we finally got to have access to Quick Ball, so we can discard our Shedinja. And I'm just gonna get Bouffalant for now, and then I wonder if I should use Panic Mask. I could reserve the Panic Mask until later, so I'm just gonna Life Squeeze this guy, because they still have options here. Because they have Electrode to energize their Pokemon, and they could just easily knock out my Ditto, and that's gonna waste the Panic Mask. So I'm just gonna reserve it in my hand and probably just attach it later on when it's a little bit more practical to use it. And okay, they're gonna use their Electrode, which gives us an extra, or a free prize, which is fine with me. They get to accelerate 2 energies from their deck onto their Pokemon, which wait, why didn't they accelerate the energy? Do they not have any energies in the deck? So okay, so they just gave us an extra prize. All right, that's fine with me. So what I'm gonna do is just boss's order this Flying Pikachu VMAX, and what I'm gonna do is just Life Squeeze then, and yeah, that's gonna guarantee our win. Since they gave us a free prize, they don't have any other. I mean, if they're gonna attack with the other Rotom V, we can just use. Even if they knock out our Ditto, we can just use Galarian Corsola to deal 1 damage counter to their Flying Pikachu VMAX and also their Rotom V, and that's gonna get us our last 5 cards, or last 5 prize cards for the win. Alright, well, this was a very interesting matchup for sure. So there's the knockout. And yeah, unfortunately, unfortunately for our opponent, that's going to be game. Look at that, we got an energy from our top deck. So let's just go ahead and finish this game with Curse Drop. And we're just going to knock out all these Pokemon, getting us our last 5 prizes. Good game. Alright, moving on now to our next match. My opponent's going to go first this time. And we are definitely going to start with Snorlax. With this one, we have Professor's Research. We can discard our Shedinja. Yeah, let's see. So my opponent's going to start with a Bidoof in the active spot, and they're using Giratina. Alright, so we're going up against a Giratina VSTAR build. We got a Quick Ball from our top deck, which is insane. Can get rid of this Shedinja, so we can set up our Ditto. So I didn't want to use Professor's Research anyway and discard that Twin Energy. So that's great. We got another Ditto. Awesome. And then put this Panic Mask. I'm just reducing the size of my hand here. And then get another Ditto. So we have 3 Dittos set up. We're just going to Gormandize for 3. And then go from there. Cool. We got Ultra Ball and another Level Ball. So we can set up our other Pokemon in our discard pile. And now my opponent's going to evolve into their barrel, and that's gonna allow them to draw up to 5 cards once per turn. They are also evolving into Giratina VSTAR. Okay, they have Crobat V. Alright, this is an interesting combo because they're comboing Giratina VSTAR with Arceus. I'm actually going to showcase, I have a bunch of videos set up already. I just need to put it all together and then showcase Giratina VSTAR. There is one build that I really like. It's very consistent and very fast to set up. And I want to showcase that in my channel because Giratina VSTAR I think is really good. So that's it for my opponent. They're going to pivot into their Crobat V for us to knock out. And let's go ahead and get Galarian Corsola. Use Ultra Ball to discard it along with this energy. And then, I mean, I could get Bouffalant. But I'll get Manaphy for now. Put this Twin Energy, and then I'm going to use Marnie. So Manaphy is going to be our pivot after if they knock out our Snorlax, and that way we don't lose any cards that are important right now. They're just gonna Marnie our cards though. You hate to see it, but that's alright. Hopefully we pull into good cards. Alright, we got our right hand, Level Ball, and also an energy, so we should be good. I'm just waiting for my opponent to get a knockout here. If not, hopefully we can get the Snorlax out of the active spot and then we can start attacking. Yeah, we were not dealing enough damage though to knock out their Crobat V, so this is like a waiting game at this point. Got another Panic Mask from our top deck. Put this Twin Energy. So at this point we have 3 attackers in our lineup already. Even if they use Avery, we could just discard our Radiant, Venusaur, and Manaphy. And yeah, I'm telling you guys, the consistency of this build is insane. You can just discard a bunch of important Pokemons in the discard pile for Ditto to copy, and you're good to go. The only challenge that I did face off against is if your opponent uses, what is that? Empoleon. Empoleon V has that ability that turns off abilities of basic non-rule box Pokemon. So it basically turns off Ditto's ability to copy attacks, and you won't be able to attack. You'll have to use Thornton to switch into Shedinja. Like I said, Thornton is one of the only ways you can actually put Shedinja into play in the actual board from the discard pile. So you can do that and then use Life Squeeze to attack Empoleon V. So that's one way to win against that matchup, but I don't have any video footage of that, but I did have a matchup against that one. And so my opponent finally attacks with their Giratina VSTAR, knocks out our Snorlax, and they discard 2 of their energies, or they lost zone. 2 of their energies. So now we have an opportunity here to life squeeze this Giratina VSTAR, and they will not be able to damage our Ditto at all. So that's what we're going to do, is just life squeeze. They don't have any other attackers. We get 1 extra card with Radiant Venusaur. And we are flying, guys. We are flying. So the only other attacker they have is Arceus VSTAR. And I don't think they have any way to use Mirage Gate, because they don't have any other, or they don't have enough cards in their Lost Zone to be able to use Mirage Gate. They're going to use Arceus VSTAR's ability. They can grab any 2 cards from their deck. So the next step really is to life squeeze their Arceus VSTAR, and that's gonna disable them completely. They're not gonna be able to damage our Ditto. They could just win this matchup. We can use Galarian Corsola's attack to finish off these 2. That's gonna get us 4 prizes. And then the last thing we can do is target their Crobat V for a win. They're gonna use Escape Rope, but that's fine. I could just switch into my other Ditto and then still be able to it's still gonna be immune to attacks. So even if they pivot back into Giratina VSTAR, they're not gonna be able to damage it. Okay, they have Boss. That's fine. We have Scoop Up Net. Yeah, so it's everything. All these cards are just going into our favor. We're just gonna life squeeze their Arceus VSTAR, and that completely disables them. Unless they have any way to get through our tool card, they cannot damage our Ditto at all. So one way we can win this is deck them out, but that's not gonna be kind, right? They could just concede, or yeah, we can just continue to attack, use Galarian Corsola, knock out 2 of their Pokemon, get 4 prizes, and there's the scoop, man. Good game. Alright, let's get into another match. See what we're going up against. We have Ditto to go in the active spot. Radiant Venusaur on the bench to draw extra cards in case we need it. There we get an extra card. Quick Ball is always great to see. And we're going against Clefairy. Alright. So Clefairy has been very popular lately. It's just a really nice way. It has an ability that can accelerate a Psychic Energy to each Clefairy on their bench. So you can imagine how many energies they can stack. But I actually have a strategy against this this matchup, as you'll see. So this isn't the first time I've actually fought a Clefairy. And Panic Mask really champions over this this matchup, as you'll see. So we're gonna put 1 energy to our Ditto, and then what we're gonna do is grab Galarian Corsola. That's the answer to this matchup. Discard that, and then what we're gonna do is get Zigzagoon. Actually will help out to put an extra damage counter to their Clefairy. I'll just put it in their active. And then I'm going to use Professor's Research. That also discards our Shedinja, which we won't really use that much this turn, or this matchup. And then I'll just get a Ditto. And we're just going to use Curse Drop and spread 2 damage counter to their bench and 1 in their active spot. So now their HP is less than 40 HP or less at this point. So even if they knock out our active Ditto, we have another backup attacker. We can right hand 1 energy if we wanted to, and then grab a Panic Mask, and their Ditto, or their Clefairy, is not going to be able to damage our Ditto. That's how insane the Panic Mask is, guys. But they are going to Marnie though. That's going to get that's going to remove our right hand from our hands. So with did get a Professor's Research though, so that's good. That we might be able to draw into the Panic Mask, which is very important. I'm not too familiar with a lot of the Clefairy builds. Oh, the switch card is actually really good because it heals them. And that enables them to damage our Ditto. Okay. So that is a little bit of a thing. Okay. And they don't really need that much energy to knock out our Ditto. So I mean, I can see an out here. My opponent can definitely win this matchup too. They're just gonna knock out our Ditto, hitting for 140 damage. And we're just gonna be persistent, right? We're gonna use Zigzagoon, put 1 damage counter there, and that will put 2 damage counter on all of their Clefairy. Let's get... I should get another Ditto. Let me get Mimikyu, that way I can discard it. Alright, cool. So we got a face Panic Mask, so that's good. And I'm just going to use Curse Drop, and we're just going to spread this evenly so that all of their Clefairy have 20 damage on them. Again, reducing their HP down to 40. And at this point, they're not going to be able to knock out our Ditto at all. So unless they have a bunch of those switching cards, they'll need to switch out. And then, even if they switch out into their other Clefairy though, they can't damage. So they have to switch out and then retreat. Further reducing the energies on their active Pokemon. So yeah, as long as they can't heal, we should be okay. There's no way they can damage my Ditto. Switching card is good, but it requires that they switch out their active. It'll heal the active, but they have to retreat back. And each time they retreat, if they don't have any other switching option, they have to discard the energies, and the healed Pokemon will not have enough energy to attack. So I think we're good. We are good, even if they use the switching cards to heal. So the hard retreat. And we're just gonna continue to copy Corsola's attack. Spread damage to their 4th Clefairy. So you can only have 4 cards of the same name in the deck, so that's it. Unless they have a scoop up net. They scoop up net, they're going to remove all the energies attached to one of their Clefairies. So it's very counterproductive against their strategy. So we're basically disabling them. They do use switching card into their other Clefairy, and again, we're just going to put pressure. Yeah, we're just going to put pressure. The other Clefairy doesn't have enough energy, so we're going to put the 2 damage counter to the one with a lot of energies on it. And we should be fine. I could use another Ditto though, just in case, but I could put Bouffalant in play as well. Yeah, I could do that. Yeah, and then we just need a Twin Energy. So we're just gonna continue with this strategy. Curse Drop, put 2 here, and then 1 on the other one. So the other one's not gonna attack anytime soon, unless they have any more energies in their deck. And then attach 1 energy. But you know what? They don't grab anything with that Fog Crystal. And that tells me something, guys. That means they don't have any more energies in their deck. And then there's a scoop. Before ending this video, I want to thank you all so much for showing so much love for this channel. As always, before you go, make sure you are subscribed if you are not already. Make sure and leave a like. It's a simple way to help increase the algorithm to get this video to more viewers like you. And if you'd like to help support my channel even more, please check out the description of this video. You can donate to me directly through PayPal, and you can also become a member of this channel. For as low as 99 cents a month, you may be able to buy me a coffee if you'd like. And you'll also be able to get an early access to videos I've already uploaded before they are scheduled for release. Or you can also use the new Super Thanks from YouTube if you'd like to donate even further. You can also check out Redbubble, where you can buy apparel and accessories with awesome designs from me. And of course, for supporting my sponsors and partners, PTCGO and yourplaymat.com. Links are in the description below. But you don't have to do any of those if you don't want to. I'm just really happy that you continue to take the time out of your day to watch my videos. Thank you everyone for watching, happy Pokemon gaming, and stay tuned for more videos. And that's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please don't forget to smash the like button for me. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching the Popsicle Night channel, and as always, stay safe and have a great day.